I think I need to relax and chill out a little bit more.
You think, Gal?
I think I need to see things from a different perspective.
Gary, would you like to be as relaxed as me?
People have this thing about you, obviously, don't they, about you being, like, so intense, but you actually are quite chilled when it comes to it and quite sort of calming.
Look at you. You can't act like you're chill. Look.
Yeah.
In fact, look at our body language.
I know, and I'm...
Yeah, look at his face.
Strap in!
Started.
When he's tapping. Do you do that? That's a bad one, that, anyway. You
I do that all the time.
All the time. And he's
Why
tapping.
is it bad?
Well, I think it just means that you're on edge. You're not relaxed,
If
are
I
you?
go to a restaurant and I'm like, my legs just like...
Do you know what a guy said to me once?
When the bill's coming, you mean?
Yeah.
Do you know what a guy said to me once about relaxing? It's really true, right? It's all about your belly, right? So think about your belly now. Let your belly just go out. And the difference it makes to your whole system is unbelievable.
No, yeah, it's nice to get all these little tips. Remember, you are what you are as well. Maybe you are meant to be a little bit uptight, so it gives you a bit more... I don't know,
Yeah.
Nev. You can't be somebody you're not.
You know, a lot of people said to me meditation is absolutely amazing if you can get into it.
I used to do hot yoga, and at the end, they'd say, just lie on your back for a minute and like not think about nothing.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
Your mind goes to something, doesn't it?
Yeah, the only time I switch off completely, my brain goes, if I go and visit a family, someone's grave.
Oh, yeah, that's true,
If
that.
I pay my respects to somebody, my brain, nothing is in my head, my thoughts.
Yeah, when I go and see my dad, to be fair, it's true that I sit there and calmly.
Right.
Oh,
Jack, we're filming it. This is content.
Leave this in. Leave it in.
We have started. I told you, press record from the... We never
Just talking
never
about
finished.
talking about relaxing.
Let your belly out.
He has. You're
Well done, Jack.
Hey.
Can we put our swimming shorts on and swim to
That'd be
shore?
lovely.
You
Can we
go on
jump off
then,
this?
Gal.
Seriously, can we? I'm out there doing quick feet, being Phil.
Eating Weetabix. Oh, why couldn't I go in the water? That would have been brilliant in the water.
You'd have got in then.
It was only working on defence. That's all we done, to the point where I was like, what the...
I've got an ice bath at home.
Oh, that's a waste of time. Were you having baths, the ice baths, the last 2-3 years of your career?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
You were finished.
The Overlap on Tour is brought to you by Sky Mobile.
Right, we're in Istanbul. We're on the Bosphorus, aren't we?
We're on the Bosphorus,
We're on Bosphorus. Filming the new series of The Overlap in conjunction with Sky Mobile. And we're going to talk about derby games. Specifically, the North London derby, Ian. Biggest game for you every season, without doubt. Even though Arsenal are probably competing with Man City right now, is that still the biggest game? North London derby?
Yeah, I think so. Like, you see how City and United are. You've got United and Liverpool seems to be a bigger derby. But like with Arsenal and Tottenham, it's never ever going to be any different. You're never going to lose the intensity. Whatever Arsenal are doing, whatever Tottenham are doing, you're never going to lose the intensity of what it means to the fans.
What's your relationship with the Tottenham fans?
Now it's pretty good. It's pretty good now because obviously I can't hurt them no more. But I used to hurt them, and it used to pleasure me. I used to score. I liked scoring at White Hart Lane. It felt better. I didn't want to lose at Highbury in the derby, but at White Hart Lane it just felt better.
It's a good stadium, White Hart Lane, wasn't it?
Brilliant stadium. Brilliant stadium.
Football. Yeah.
You know, but like now, you talk about the relationship. Tottenham fans are fine with me now. Perfectly fine with me now. Because I knew that when I was doing it,
How many did you score in the derby, Righty?
6 out of 6 in 12.
I find, Righty, but when I was a kid growing up, Tottenham were like the glamour team. So I'm talking like the early 80s. Tottenham won a couple of FA Cups, UEFA Cup.
Yeah.
They went for the league with Everton, I think, in '85. And Arsenal were a good team, but right now Arsenal seem on like, I'm not talking about just right now, just like Premier League time, like a completely different level to Tottenham. The players probably just before your time speak about a game.
Yeah.
I think it was 1987, a League Cup semi-final, where they were both sort of fighting each other, really close.
Yeah.
And then George Graham took that team on
That's
and just
what it
left
was.
Tottenham behind.
Yeah.
Was that pivotal to sort of where Arsenal are today?
George Graham came in and took Arsenal to the next level in respects of getting rid of those older players and then bringing in Tony, David Rocastle, Merson, Martin Hayes, buying Steve Bold, Lee Dixon, you know, those kind of players, you know, someone like Perry Groves from Colchester, you know what I mean, and bringing in that team and changing the whole ethos of the team and then bringing in that winning mentality, what Paul Merson always talks about. And like, because George Graham was he was so strict on getting things right, the players being professional, doing everything, and he wanted to get rid of those older players like Kenny Sanson, Viv Anderson and all those guys. And, you know, it worked with him because look, 89, 2 years later, blam, they won the league. unbelievable, that team were.
Was he a good coach, or was it more
No, he was out there. No, George?
George.
No, he was out there.
Yeah.
He was out there doing it all the time. The thing is, to the point where when I first went there, because when you watched Arsenal, especially Merson, Rocastle, it was very flamboyant, there's flair and that. When you went there, it was only working on defence. Only working on defence. Everything was working on where you want to be when you haven't got the ball, where you've got to force their players down the line, where you want to, all that, that's all we done, to the point where I was like, what the fuck's this?
But you know what, you talk about defensive work, and I felt I was really well blessed in my early days to understand back four from Steve Bruce, Eric Harris and people like that. I think Tony Adams is the player that I played with who understood back four more than anyone else I ever played with, as in the position. He was unbelievable. For 2 or 3 years with England with me, he was literally putting every single player in the back four exactly where he wanted them, sort of distances. And I always remember once I let him down in a game. It was the 2000 European Championships, played against Portugal, went 2-0 up, and there was a ball got played over his head. And I'd played with Tony for 4 years, and he was my right centre back. And your distance is just a bit too far out, and the lad got in there, and the goal went in, and he looked at me with that little disappointment. He never said anything to me, and I thought, fucking hell.
Yeah.
I knew, you know what I mean? It's like that little yard, you're a yard out, and he was absolutely new. He knew exactly where he should be. He was unbelievable, Tony, in understanding his position and everyone else's position around him.
Yeah.
I tell you what also was, by the way, he'd get the back four up. He wasn't the quickest, but he charges out the box. He'd literally sprint out the box and run up, and we'd have to get up with him. He worked us hard.
He was an old-fashioned defender, wasn't he? Proper
Brilliant.
pride. You know,
Brilliant
like
centre-half.
Cellini, talk about these brilliant Italian players. Pride in that defending. Real pride, clean sheets, an obsession with it.
I might be wrong, because obviously I didn't watch every game in the 80s and 90s. They were zonal on corners.
No, they were.
And it was completely foreign to me when I went to play with England that they were zonal, because Tony insisted, we don't know, that we were zonal at that period. And zonal wasn't really a thing then. You used to man mark quite a bit. I might be wrong, but it felt like they were one of the first teams to go zonal on corners. I mean, there might have been teams before that.
Would he just want to stand in the middle of the 6-yard box?
Oh, he would, no word of a lie, he would stand there in the middle of 6-yard box, and he'd pull his shorts, shorts up like that, and he's literally looking at everybody who's got the mat, and he'd literally be like this. And he's honestly unbelievable.
You know what else as well? His movement in the opposing box, even in training. Honestly, his movement for opposing corner was brilliant. He was brilliant in the other box.
You see him going up, you see defenders, people, John Terry, Bruce, you know, defenders go up now for corners, they're going up, it's almost a token gesture.
Yes.
But they were going up going,
they're going up
I'm ahead of this, I'm going to try and get my
I
head
think
on
there's
this.
a few that do it now. I think Romero does it at Tottenham. I'm not saying he's brilliant, but I think he goes up.
Yeah, the other day,
I think the
Harry
guy,
Maguire.
the Chelsea,
Tarkovsky at Everton is unbelievable.
the Chelsea guy that's just left, Thiago Silva.
Thiago Silva.
Unbelievable. He's only 6 foot, just under 6
The
foot.
timing, it used to read it really good,
I do like Harry Maguire is someone when he goes up, I think
Harry
that
reads
he,
it
that
well,
made
yeah.
Harry as well.
Who's the centre half then in the last 30 years that's been the best in the attacking box?
I think John Terry
I'd
was
say
good.
John
John
Terry.
Terry, yeah.
I'd say John
He did,
Terry.
again, he used to time it well,
Yeah.
he went up with purpose, he wanted to get his head in it, I give him that.
Yeah.
His timing was really good. And obviously, remember back in the day, and you play for a powerful team, a lot of set pieces, he's going to get a lot of opportunities.
Yeah.
The Overlap on Tour is brought to you by Sky Mobile.
The network that lets you roll your data and keep it longer than anyone else.
For more information, visit sky.com/shop/mobile.
Can we put our swimming shorts on and swim to
That'd
shore?
be lovely.
Go on then, Gal.
Seriously, can we?
Can we keep our mics on, dive in there, go underwater and still carry on this
you don't need
conversation?
the mics
Off
on.
it.
You don't
Can
need- yeah,
we
let's
swim
do
to
it.
shore? No.
No, Gal, I
No?
don't think you should,
No,
Gal.
just leave it.
Is it?
You go
it's not
first.
safe?
Yeah.
You go
It's
first,
what?
Nev.
Too many boats.
Health and safety.
Great content. Yeah, you keep rolling.
No, do they say that the freshwater swimming is meant to be? I mean, I've done it a couple of times.
Yeah.
It's meant to be amazing for you.
Yeah.
You know all these
Yeah,
things
but
that
surely
people
you've
say
got to do it a few
amazing for
times,
you. Do you
you do
actually
it
do
once.
them?
No, but to be fair, I've got an ice bath at home.
I have,
I've
yeah.
had a
You
year
do
and a half.
use it?
I go in it, yeah. I go in it.
You go up to there or the legs?
No,
Just go the legs?
Yeah, legs. Yeah, 6 minutes. 6
What-
minutes, legs.
What temperature?
I think it's about 5 degrees. cold, really cold.
I think
Like
mine's
proper.
8. Mine's
You
8.
get through that first minute, at 5 degrees it is, yeah?
Oh, that's a waste of time.
No.
Is it?
I'm telling you, lads.
I got ice bath. It's not.
Honestly, it is a way. I looked into it. I done my
Oh my
homework
God, I
on
looked
it.
into it.
Yeah.
Ice baths, the new garlic
now
bread.
rubbish in
I'm
ice
telling
baths.
you, it's a waste of time.
The new garlic bread.
What is it?
I swear, everyone gets an ice bath. It's a new thing. Trust me.
Do you know something?
Leave
Roy?
it.
When you must have had ice baths when you played, no? Because when
when we had to
in the
cook
last
it
3-4
at our
years,
house.
no, we were brutal like with the lads because basically the contrast baths and the ice baths
Yeah,
for the
we did all
recovery.
that.
If you didn't get in after a game, lads, and we had a game say on Saturday and we were playing Wednesday night, that would not be deemed like
Yeah,
you can
no.
get in.
But it
Get,
was
we all do it together.
it
You
was
know
a
what I
waste
mean?
of time.
Why is it a waste of time?
It just was.
It's not. It can't
There's
be.
no, there's
It's
no
all about,
benefit.
it's about
I'm telling
minor,
you.
it's about minor
There is
details. The minor details just
How
stack
can,
up.
how can you
Again.
say so confidently there's no benefit?
I've done my homework on it. I do my homework. I don't just throw comments out there like
Well,
a lot
tell
of
us
people.
why it's not beneficial.
I'll tell you after.
Can we have someone medical on Stick to Football or the Overlap, please, to
let's get a doctor
prove
in.
whether
Yeah,
ice baths
yeah.
are
Good ro-
beneficial to
it's
people?
brilliant.
Fine, Gary.
It makes you feel. I feel better. I've got
Well, you
ice
feel
bath
great.
as well.
You feel great.
You know,
Did you have them at Palace? Did you have them before the Cup semi? Did it affect you back then?
I'm not talking about back.
Roy,
I'm talking
what about
now.
Steve,
Oh,
Roy, what about
now.
I
Brucey?
didn't have it then. They had it now.
I see you walking.
Roy, what about Brucey?
Benefit.
Brucey before a game, 45 minutes before a game, hot bath.
Yeah.
John Barnes.
I used to have a
Every game.
lukewarm bath.
Brucey,
I
hot
got
bath.
Barnesy.
Brucey's in the bath, literally lying there, hot bath before a game.
Yeah, but that was
That
before-
makes you feel like that,
Were you having bats, the ice bats, the last 2-3 years of your career?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
But you were finished. No, what benefit was it? People running past you. I'll have an ice bath.
Oh, well.
That's it.
Unison
Anyone want to
warm-
put some
you know
ice
when
bath
the-
sponsorship
before
around
teams
this
done the unison
programme?
warm up. That's why I used my warm up with
Yeah,
their Luke
yeah.
warm up. And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden George Graham
Yeah.
started, right, we all have to run out and do the warm up together. It's the worst thing that ever happened to me.
Yeah.
Incy would never come out for a warm-up.
Yeah, Incy was the
Incy
only
would-
one.
Incy wouldn't come out for a warm-up.
Coley didn't. Coley didn't.
I
Because
think Coley might have started.
But
He
they
might have
started the career without them, and they.
Yeah,
So,
Incy never came out. Incy never came out for a
Hey,
warm-up.
lads,
I
hey,
just, honestly.
too much stuff.
Incy
man.
was just
Just
chilling
play,
and
Play, man.
relaxing.
Just play what's in front of you.
I'm out there doing quick feet being still.
Eating Weetabix. Oh, why couldn't I go in the water? That would have been brilliant in the water.
he'd have got in then.
Could you
I'd have
imagine
dived in
having his phone in the water? Could you imagine what he'd do?
Oh, no, I
Would he dive in after it,
Yeah.
go?
Brilliant. He dive in after, but.
The Overlap on Tour is brought to you by Sky Mobile.